Breaking news on former President Donald Trump.
So sources tell me that the special grand jury that had been seated in Manhattan hearing evidence on the Manhattan District Attorney's criminal investigation into the former president expires this week, and sources tell me it will not be extended.
All right, so it's Michael Cohen Reacts. We just learned like 45 seconds ago that the New York Manhattan District Attorney, Alvin Bragg, has decided that he is not going to make an extension for the grand jury in order to look at the Donald Trump organization case that is now pending against him. Truly remarkable to me that something like this can happen. And again, this is something which I know so much about. What ended up happening? Mark Pomerantz and Carrie Dunn, two prosecutors that have been working on this case for over 2 years, especially Carrie Dunn, who came to visit me 3 times while I was in Otisville prison. They have all the information. They have all the documents. They have dozens of people who have come in and provided testimony, all in terms of this prosecution. And yet, for some unknown reason, the man just, again, seems to be slipping away. Something is really amiss here, folks, and nobody can really figure out what it is. Now, all of a sudden, you're just going to start to hear a whole slew of conspiracy theories. Is Alvin Bragg on the payroll of Donald Trump? Is he being bought off? And I don't believe that. I just think that prosecutors, especially Alvin Bragg, have forgotten that the job of a prosecutor is not to convict. It's to prosecute based on crimes that are committed by an individual. All right. And we all know, who here doesn't know that Donald Trump is guilty of bank fraud, wire fraud, etc. Right? The misrepresentations, things that I talked about over 2 years ago when I testified before the House Oversight Committee.
It was my experience that Mr. Trump inflated his total assets when it served his purposes.
Everybody knows this, and for some unknown reason, Alvin Bragg has taken the position that it's not a winnable case. Why? I have no idea. Neither does Mark Pomerantz, who is a lawyer extraordinaire, Carrie Dunn. They all know the information. They all have reviewed this for years, yet Bragg walks in 6 weeks later and decides that, we need to start anew. Well, thank God for Tish James, because at least finally somebody's going to hold this man accountable. And I've been very, very clear when I state this. I don't want to see Donald Trump or anyone indicted or going to prison simply because I despise them or simply because, I don't agree fundamentally with anything that they say. Well, I don't want to see these people go there. I want to see them incarcerated or indicted simply because they broke the law. Plain and simple. And anybody that thinks differently doesn't really understand the way that the law is supposed to work. Not the way that it worked in my specific case, but the way it's supposed to work. So look, folks, this is really a travesty right now, and I am so angry at myself for casting a vote for Alvin Bragg as district attorney, and I think that he just put the nail in his own coffin as far as re-election. So who knows what he wants to do right after this term is over, because for God's sakes, he had the biggest case that his office was going to see in a long time, and he just allowed it to just dissipate. So listen, folks, breaking news, this just came out. Truly disappointed, but at least there's another 6+ cases that will ultimately hold this man responsible for his dirty deeds, because no man is above the law.